There are some scary things that happen during the midnight mass in the Midnight Club. One of the most unsettling moments in the entire series is when the members of the Midnight Club, also known as the patients at Brightcliffe Sanitarium, pray their dark prayers. In this video, we explore why exactly they pray these dark prayers and what it means for the series as a whole. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more videos about Midnight Mass or other amazing horror content. In Mike Flanagan's The Midnight Club, we meet a group of terminally ill young adults who gather in secret every night at midnight to share scary stories. Their ritual involves each person sharing a story while the rest of the club members listen intently. And then, after each story, one of them leads the others in prayer. These nightly gatherings serve as a coping mechanism for the patients who find themselves in a desperate situation, facing their own mortality with few options left to extend their lives. Within the club, there's an unspoken rule that anyone who leaves Brightcliffe is no longer part of the club. This adds a sense of mystery and intrigue, as it suggests that leaving the sanitarium may have serious consequences. Despite the bleak circumstances, the club members find solace in their shared experiences and the comfort of knowing they're not alone in their struggles. Their nightly rituals and traditions provide a sense of normalcy and routine in an otherwise chaotic and unpredictable environment. However, the show takes a darker turn when strange occurrences begin to happen around the sanatorium, putting a strain on the relationship between the patients and the staff. As tensions rise and the true intentions of those in charge become clear, the patients must confront a terrifying reality that threatens their very existence. Now let's talk about those dark prayers, because it is pretty messed up. The dark prayers in the Midnight Club are a disturbing and fascinating aspect of the series that add depth to the show's overall themes of faith, desperation, and the human condition. These prayers, recited by the Midnight Club members before sleep, offer a glimpse into the troubled minds of the characters and serve as a reflection of their deteriorating mental state as the story progresses. Unlike traditional prayers, which typically express gratitude, hope, or devotion, the dark prayers in the Midnight Club are characterized by their unconventional nature and often include requests for seemingly selfish or even harmful outcomes. As the series unfolds, the dark prayers become increasingly bold and disturbing, showcasing the characters' willingness to embrace darkness and their growing detachment from conventional morality. For instance, at one point, the patients pray to harm or kill those who have been causing them pain or torment, revealing their capacity for violence and their willingness to inflict suffering on others. Another unsettling aspect of the dark prayers is their blasphemous nature, as the characters often use religious imagery and language in a way that subverts traditional notions of piety and reverence. By twisting familiar religious tropes, the show challenges conventional ideas of good and evil, blurring the lines between the sacred and the profane. The dark prayers also serve as a tool for character development, allowing the audience to witness the inner turmoil and moral ambiguity of the characters. Each prayer is a testament to the psychological toll that their circumstances have taken on them, forcing them to confront their own darkness and the depths of their despair. Moreover, the dark prayers contribute to the show's overall atmosphere of dread and suspense, as they foreshadow the characters' descent into chaos and violence. The disturbing nature of their requests serves as a reminder of the fragility of their mental states and the lengths to which they will go to escape their torment. Furthermore, the dark prayers raise profound questions about the nature of faith and the limits of human endurance. As the characters' desperation grows, their prayers become more extreme, challenging conventional religious beliefs and exploring the boundaries of what is considered acceptable. The show prompts viewers to consider the psychological effects of trauma and the ways in which individuals cope with unbearable circumstances. Overall, the dark prayers in the Midnight Club are a powerful and disturbing element of the series that enhance its exploration of faith, morality, and the human psyche. They offer a glimpse into the tormented minds of the characters and serve as a reminder of the darkness that can consume individuals when faced with unimaginable circumstances. So now that we know why these dark prayers exist within the series, let us take a closer look at the actual words that come out of these patients' mouths when they pray. These prayers are disturbing and shed light on the characters' desperate situations and twisted desires. Let's explore some of the most unsettling examples. An ominous tone, indicating a willingness to embrace the darkness, both literally and metaphorically. First off, the title itself, "Let's Surrender to the Night," sets a somber. The repetition of night emphasizes the importance of this concept and foreshadows the events that will unfold. The song expresses a deep weariness and exhaustion, not just physical but also emotional and psychological. The lyrics convey a sense of being overwhelmed by the challenges and suffering they have endured, suggesting a desire to escape their torment. There is a feeling of hopelessness and resignation, as if the speaker has lost faith in the possibility of a brighter future. The mention of bleeding angels and a savior covered in scars introduces a religious undertone, possibly alluding to a distorted view of Christianity and figures of faith. It suggests a belief that salvation or release from their suffering can only come through pain and sacrifice. The line, "We've surrendered all our might," further reinforces the theme of helplessness and submission. The speaker acknowledges their own weakness and inability to resist the forces that have brought them to this point. The final line, "I am coming home tonight," signifies a longing for a place of rest and belonging. However, given the context, it can be interpreted as a journey into death or a descent into madness, rather than a literal return home. Overall, the prayer reflects a profound sense of despair, a yearning for release from suffering, and a willingness to embrace whatever fate awaits them, even if it means surrendering to the darkness. Right away, we see the irony in this title. However, in this prayer, the speaker presents wealth as a heavy burden. This brings us to the next dark prayer. The title, "The Rich Man's Burden." Typically, we associate being rich with privilege and comfort. This sets the stage for a lament about the downsides of the opening line, "O Lord, I am a rich man," immediately establishes the speaker's status and introduces the idea that being rich is not necessarily a blessing. The repetition of rich in the following lines emphasizes this paradoxical notion and challenges conventional perceptions of wealth. The phrase, "heavy chains upon me," suggests that the speaker's riches have trapped them in a life of misery and suffering. It implies that the pursuit of wealth has come at a great cost, possibly entailing exploitation, oppression, or the sacrifice of one's values and humanity. The line, "For your hands are clean, my dear," expresses a sense of relief or satisfaction on the speaker's part, suggesting that they derive pleasure from the suffering of others. This reveals a callous and unsympathetic nature, indifferent to the pain inflicted on those around them. The continuation, "But mine are stained with blood," further emphasizes the corrupting influence of wealth, highlighting how it has sullied the speaker's soul and corrupted their very being. The stark contrast between the speaker's clean hands and their own stain ones underscores the moral bankruptcy that accompanies their riches. The final line, "Grant me ease and set me free," is a plea for liberation from the burden of their wealth and the guilt associated with it. The speaker yearns for solace and release, recognizing the heavy price they have paid for their Overall, This dark prayer exposes the dark side of wealth, portraying it as a source of torment rather than happiness. It sets the stage for a solemn and mournful reflection on death and remembrance. Through the speaker's lament, the audience is confronted with the corrosive effects of greed and the moral implications of amassing riches at the expense of others. And finally, let's examine another dark prayer called "I Will Bury My Heart." This prayer is a heart-wrenching portrayal of profound grief and a desperate attempt to cope with the pain of loss. The repetition of "bury" in the title immediately establishes the central theme of concealment and the desire to hide one's emotions. The first line, "and I will bury my heart," expresses a willingness to sacrifice a vital part of oneself, one's emotions and passions, in order to endure the unbearable pain of loss. It suggests a desire to numb the emotional torment caused by the absence of the loved one. The following line, "and my tongue with silent tears," further reinforces the theme of suppression. It suggests that without them, the speaker feels suffocated and unable to function properly. As the speaker chooses to remain silent and lets tears do the talking, it shows a struggle to express the depths of their sorrow and an attempt to contain their grief within themselves. The mention of the deceased loved one's name serves as a poignant reminder of the irreplaceable bond they once shared. It highlights the singularity of the relationship and the unique qualities that made the loved one so special. The speaker's declaration, "You are the air that I breathed," emphasizes the profound impact the deceased had on their life. The request to remember the loved one with a smile reflects a desire to honor their memory in a positive light. It is a plea to focus on the happy times they shared and to celebrate the life of the deceased rather than dwelling on their loss. However, the final line, "but my love still cries," reveals the futility of trying to bury one's emotions. Despite the speaker's best efforts, their love and the pain it brings continue to surface, reminding them of the enduring power of their bond. Overall, this dark prayer is a moving portrayal of grief and the complexities of coping with loss. I hope you enjoyed this video. It captures the raw emotions of a heartbroken individual who is willing to endure any pain, including their own, to honor the memory of a loved one. The Midnight Club is a compelling exploration of faith, morality, and the human condition. Its characters, despite their flawed and morally ambiguous nature, are undeniably fascinating. Their dark prayers serve as a window into their troubled minds, offering a glimpse into the depths of their despair and the lengths to which they will go to find solace in the face of unimaginable circumstances. Thank you for joining me today. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing horror content. Have a wonderful day and stay spooky, my friends.